Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Kpopcast Arena, it's Taemin versus Wonho. Together for one night.
Okay, this is the Kpopcast, and today we're giving you an especially thirsty face-off between two of the hottest stars this past week.
But we had to bring in some special guest judges to help us in this challenge. I'm pleased to welcome on Shannon from the Ask Me About Kpop podcast. Hey, Shannon.
Hi, Peter. I'm not so sure what you've asked me to do today, but that's fine.
And it's live from 106 in Seoul. Welcome, Ahomari.
Oh, hi. My mind isn't the only thing that's open today.
Oh my gosh, that's why we've got you here. And together, we'll be letting you know how this panel of judges ranks different aspects of the two songs by Wonho and Taemin. Which song is Jung or Taebak? We'll take a look at different parts of the two songs, ranging from the message, the visuals, the choreography, and music. Then wrap it up with our final overall Jung versus Taebak score.
But to be clear, there are no losers here. Both Taemin and Wonho are winners, but from each of our vantage points, we'll say who is the Jung or ultimate Jung and why.
So is Jung the horny one, or like how is this going to work?
Yes, yeah, that sounds good to me. Like, let's go with that.
Yeah, cool. yeah, let's go. So, quick TLDR before we begin our discussion. Our first contender for today is Criminal. It's the title track of Taemin's fourth studio album, Never Gonna Dance Again, Act 1, and follows the pre-release song Two Kids that he came out with back in August 4th. It was delayed due to a wrist injury, and was originally supposed to be released in March. And our second contender for today is Wonho. Open Mind is the title track for his first solo debut mini album, Love Synonym Part 1, Right For Me, and follows the English pre-release song Losing You that he came out with on August 13th. And this is the album that will be the focus for his first solo concert in September 26th.
And he's weighing in at 169 pounds.
Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to these two awesome, totally Taebak singers, again, just to stress and reiterate what Michaela said earlier, like, we're all winners here. But, like, between these two boys. But
everyone is Taebak.
Like, different strokes for different folks. And different levels of thirst here. I think we want to hear from all y'all on different parts of these two songs. So when it comes to the message and the meaning of these songs, who is Taebak and who is Jung in your guys' book?
I mean, to me, this feels like a very clear answer, and that the lyrical content of Wonho's debut is a very straightforward, would you like to be friends with benefits song? And I don't know how you can interpret that in any other way than exactly what it is, which makes it the Jung one, I guess, going by this interesting scoring system we have here.
For me, I love Taemin so much. He is my ultimate bias. But Wonho's lyrics really speak to me on a deep level. What he's saying really speaks to me. I wish he were saying them to me in person. So we could figure out, our fan idol relationship, start a new scandal. No dispatch. Wait, probably should have said that.
And Michaela, what do you think of these two songs?
Yeah, honestly, I have to be the odd one out here. I gotta give it to Taemin. I mean, when he says "destroy me more," I mean that part hit real hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a choice of like, do you want like poetic imagery or do you want a dude telling you exactly what's up? I think that's the difference here.
I can paint pictures in my mind.
True.
I don't have to love Wonho.
I mean, just looking at the lyrics and then like moving on to the visuals and the concept, Taemin just making it clear that he's from S&M Entertainment.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
BDSM Taemin content.
I mean,
he's tied up.
And
I mean, he had a wrist injury, and we've seen the choreo. It was probably from him getting a little too freaky with the choreo.
Doing the teeth thing. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the outfits, I feel like, I mean, Taemin's outfits in the music video are like, you know, they're a wonder to behold. I think my personal preference is for the mirror chainmail mesh shirt eye patch moment.
So good.
Yes.
I really, really like those. I don't as much like the baggy kind of Joker suits. That's just not my aesthetic. Like the whole like chainsaw Hot Topic thing is like not me. And I feel like that's where my disconnect with Taemin's solo work comes. And I feel so bad because like, I mean, I'm like showing my loyalty today. Being a Shawwal is so important to me. And by being and shining, it elevates him above all other humans by default. I'm just... the like the particular like aesthetic he chooses for his solo work, like it doesn't quite speak to me. I am a bubblegum dream house, like that's my vibe. So Wonho in his like very tight Love Island contestant shirt that has the ripped button seam and the turtleneck with the ab window, that's what I'm looking for.
Personally, so Taemin's video is amazing. Whoever edited it did a great job. The lighting, but Wonho was naked. So, and like
true.
The video is like almost like an ad for Wonho's abs. Like it's essentially like I feel bad about myself. Like I need to go to the gym. I need to bulk up and become like good enough to be his friends with benefits.
Yeah, it's surprising because. Yes. Compared to Taemin's video, Wonho wears a lot more different outfits. Like there's like 9 different looks that he has, but they're all just thirst traps because he's basically wearing nothing.
I'm okay with that.
He knows
like,
what the people want.
Like Wonho will wear pants that you have to cut him out of. Like, and I would like to cut him out of his pants one day. as platonically.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to. He is a unicorn in K-pop because we talk about beast idols, like especially from third generation with like 2PM and things like that. But he is just on another level. Like there's really nobody like him out there right now.
And I think on top of it, like I've talked about this on my show before, but I think one of the things that's craziest about how buff Wonho is that like it's not his natural body type. Like, you know, there's like your Shonus and your Rains that are just like big boys, but like Wonho was just very, very skinny and he like made himself that big with like nothing but work. And it's amazing.
Yeah, I find it amazing that when I first discovered Monsta X, I thought he was like one of the weaker members, which is laughable now looking at him these days. But like when I first saw him, he was like very, very soft spoken, very shy, and like I hadn't really seen him like do all the taking your shirt off things that he had done during No Mercy. And it's amazing how far he's come.
One thing about Wonho is he's not going to wear a shirt. Like I saw one of the performances, and it's a shirt and it's buttoned up, but like it's cut to the side, so like. It's almost like the shirt is ripped, and I don't understand that fashion choice. But
he's got a medical condition. You know, he's got an allergic reaction to having too much surface area.
It's an allergy.
He's not wearing clothes.
One thing about both of these videos that like isn't about abs, sorry to like distract. But,
what? Thank you, Shannon. We need a
Boo.
no, but I noticed a lot of like similarities between these two comebacks that I didn't expect when like making my notes for this. And I think that musically both songs would play over that part in Wonho's music video where he's driving the cars through the laser tunnel, because both songs have such like driving like at night with like lights going by energy. And I just think that's interesting.
Yeah, that's such a K-pop cliche though. Like, I'm gonna sit still in my car, lights are gonna move, it's as if I'm moving.
Hey,
it's like,
but something one of my listeners pointed out that I thought was great is that in Wonho's car in the laser tunnel, they did manage to put a fan on his bangs, so it at least looks like the car is driving. So hey, somebody thought of that.
I'm happy you brought that up, because like I was like looking at the lyrics for like both songs. The lyrics are similar in a way that like Criminal is like after what happens in Open Mind, like because Wonho wants you to become obsessed with him, and Criminal, you're obsessed with this person you can't break free from, like in the same universe. I'm writing the fanfic Wonho and Taemin.
Perfect.
yeah, when I was watching the Taemin music video, it seemed to me like, and yes, I'm reading and digesting a lot of the fan theories out there, but it seems like especially a prison of his own making. And like when we heard in like Teen Vogue interviews that he's looking to be cathartic and reinvent himself, and you hear that tension and release.
Wow.
In the music.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the tension in the pre-chorus, and then it very releases in the chorus.
Yeah,
and
that's another thing that both the MVs share, is that the breaking of the change as the car is exploding into the tunnel, and you see Taemin tearing off his shackles with his teeth.
I would love to personally be the tunnel that Wonho was driving through. Sorry, that sounds explicit, but
what's that line in WAP where she's like, park it in this tiny garage?
Oh my god! Park that big Mack truck right in this little garage.
Man, I'm sad about in this conversation. But speaking of details, I just wanted to say that Wonho, like, the first thing that stood out to me in this music video is like all those detail shots. Like you get all these like macro zoom in shots, like him gulping or like just sweat beating down his back.
Who was the person that had to like make the sweat? Like who had to like place the sweat to like shoot it at such a great frame rate that we could see it?
I'm sure they had to do it multiple times, just to really make sure they got it right.
A lucky person.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
But I want to hear from you guys. Like, I mean, having discussed all that, like, how does Taemin rank? Is Taemin Taebak in this case, or Jung, or how are you guys ranking it for the visual component of these songs?
Ooh. Visually, I'm gonna have to go that Taemin is Taebak, because he is Taebak and he's a beautiful artist, and like he looks impeccable, and also like his backup dancers are like, ooh, their outfits are so good. The red ones are my favorite, and the eye mask that has an eye patch, come on. So I feel like, he gets its Taebak because he is amazing, and then Wonho gets the Jung because he's naked.
Yeah, I
simple.
agree. I agree with Shannon because like Taemin's video is an art piece, and like Wonho's video is like a great abs and like car ad. Like he's Wonho. Like he's I can't like he's just that's my statement.
There we go. How about you, Michaela?
Perfect.
I co-sign that statement. I don't know if I could quote all of that, but I agree. Wonho gets the Jung for this one.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet a lot of the listeners of this episode will side with all of you on that assessment.
Okay, but again, he's amazing. He looks amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's what's causing headlines this cycle. I think it's just people like gulping, like, and just be like, "Whoa!" Side checking. Like,
I love Taemin, but I just
no one's doing it like him this way.
Yeah. It's funny how these solo members or former band members come back with a vengeance. Like, just completely reinvent themselves and
both of these reminded me of Junsu. Like, I would love to hear Junsu performing these songs. Junsu, for you guys who don't know, he was a former member of TVXQ, was booted out, one of the J's in the JYJ. Yeah, one of the J's in the JYJ, and he has a similar aesthetic to both of these, of the very like sexy avant-garde, but also just sex.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
But okay, let's go ahead.
So my albums got here yesterday or 2 days ago, and it's not lost on me that all the albums come in like this weird condom packaging.
By design.
Yeah.
Wait, so you have both the Wonho album and the Taemin album?
I have not bought Taemin. I'm so sorry, Taemin, but I will eventually. I'm holding out for Super M right now.
Well, concept down to the packaging of the albums themselves.
Beautiful.
What about the dancing and the choreography? What did you guys think of these two songs? What I just wanted to call out that I noticed is with Wonho, you've got like flex and extend.
Oh my God, the bow at the end. I love that bow at the end with that long, like, the lines in the choreo for Wonho's is just like amazing, because again, I don't understand how he moves his huge body like that. Most people who get that built can't lift their arms all the way. So I don't. Yeah. And my other favorite is the twist before the
yes.
Come on, he looks like a beautiful ballerina, and I just and the pretty hands. It's just like so much pretty hands and like beautiful bowing, and I love it.
It's such a contrast, because again, he looks so very hyper masculine, but there's this beautiful elegance to the way he moves, and that was the one thing I was so excited about seeing with him as a solo artist, because he is so bulky, he's not able to do the very like close contact, super technical things that Taemin can do with his body, because Taemin is like EDB and he can move super fast. Yeah. So it was so beautiful to see what actually came out of what his performances look like when he's by himself.
Yeah, Wonho's just like, I'm here.
Yeah, it's great. There's there's nothing like small flower about it. Like, he's very much like, I am here. Yeah, and it's cool when at the tour last summer, one of the concert stages was Shonu and Wonho did this like interpretive dance on the side of on the other side of a door, and it was beautiful.
Oh my God,
and,
I just remember Shannon, we were standing next to each other for that. We were on the same. Yes, I remember, because we were at the same concert. It was so beautiful.
It was so beautiful. Yeah, so I like that kind of dancer Wonho that he was being in Monsta X solo stages has translated into his solo debut.
Yeah.
I think Wonho's mastered the art of the soft hard body. He knows what he's doing. But for dancing, when it comes to all of this, I have to give it to Taemin. Taemin is just the greatest dancer in K-pop. I mean, one of the greatest dancers of all time in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was looking at him with those things on his wrist. And I'm like, wow, my wrist hurt looking at him, all this convulsing and jumping, and I'm like, how is he? Didn't his wrist just heal? What is he doing? Taemin, please stop. And I watched the dance practice, and the dancers are just tired. They're out of it at the end.
Yeah.
And that's so funny watching the dance practice videos. They finish, and then you can hear Taemin exhale,
just collapse.
but then you just hear everyone else in the background going.
Yeah,
and then Taemin is still perky and smiley and happy.
Yeah, he can do it. It's fine. But also, one of my a complaint is way too strong of a word, but like one of the only things that I don't like about the Criminal choreography that I didn't notice until I watched the dance practice is that the second verse, he's just like sitting on the ground and the dancers are doing the choreo like around him. It's cool when he stands up and they all fall down, but I feel like it reminds me there's a similar thing when Hyolin's been performing Say My Name, where because she has to do her runs, the backup girls have to do the split twerk and they're not as good at it as she is. And so it's just kind of like a bummer. So it feels like the dancers are great, but like I'd rather watch Taemin do this part. So it's not a complaint. I'm just saying it's a thing that I noticed, like that he sits on the ground for like one of the verses. But I think my favorite part of the choreography is the whole last minute. Everything that happens after that Destroy Me bridge or whatever.
So dramatic it is.
Yeah. I mean, and as you're describing, Shannon, like there are a lot of level changes with Taemin's choreography, him and his dancers. I don't think it was a coincidence that the name of the song was called Criminal, and it's reminding me of a lot of movement from Smooth Criminal from Michael Jackson. Like, I mean, not identical, certainly not. But I mean, like, if there's anyone in K-pop who's capable of doing the Michael Jackson,
the way he does the spin, the tight spin, I feel like Taemin is the best at it.
Yeah. Oh, very much so.
Tight spin and then like the T pose.
The scarecrow pose. And that takes us back to Michael Jackson in the Oz as the scarecrow. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And,
connect it.
I think it's funny. Like, I mean, clearly there are two different paradigms here between dance styles and aesthetics that we like. And that's why we've got all of you on to share like what you like, personally speaking. But like for my ballroom dancer background, like he has the ballroom dancer frame. Like that, like he's taller and lengthier, honestly. And that gives him a lot of expression. And I think that you can only get in the choreography produced by once again Koharu
Sugawara, I think. Yeah.
Legend.
Yes.
And Casper.
She understands him, and like it's so wonderful. Like everything they make together is great. And then like Casper just like has his hands on all the classic like SM dances from the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I like it. But I love that it's like difficult. Like the best part about Taemin dances is that they're like hard AF, and like he's not interested in like you being able to do it. It's because he knows how to do
dancing.
it. Yes, no TikTok dancing here, and that
no
is
desserts. You know what I deserve.
Yes, that's Soyeon song. I'm not rating here, but like if I had to give it to someone, like I just love how Taemin is able to go from like frail to stiff really quickly in his movement. So anyway, how would you guys rate the choreography, Jang versus Taebak?
I feel like this one I gotta like, despite the song and Wonho's whole being very thirsty, I think the choreo is actually like quite refined and like very like it's just like lovely lines. There aren't even any like body rolls or pelvic thrusts in it. It's just like lovely lines. So I feel like Taemin this time is gonna get the Jang rating from me just for his whole essence.
Yeah, we got Japanese Taemin for this comeback.
Yes, that's true.
I will have to go with
That's
Wonho.
exactly what I thought, especially with the music video.
Oh yes. I mean, Japanese Taemin is just scary.
Yeah, scary.
Definitely.
I'm gonna have to go with Wonho. I'm sorry, Wonho is
for
giving me Daebak.
Or Daebak.
Daebak. Taemin for Jang. Like, I'm sorry, Taemin. I feel like we're gonna just be apologizing to Taemin during this whole thing.
Yeah. How about you, Michaela?
This is so hard. I also have to apologize to Taemin. I'm gonna give Wonho the Jang and Taemin the Daebak, just because, like I said, I was so excited to see what his choreography would look like and see how he moves on his own, and he delivered.
Okay, well, let's not forget that there were actually songs involved
Right.
in these two comebacks.
Oh, right.
There was more than just the visuals and everything else. What did you guys think of the music?
I'm gonna get kicked off the shiny print. So Criminal,
It's okay.
amazing
Speak
song,
freely.
great production, great vocals. Taemin always delivers. But Open Mind is like a great ass pop song. Like I'm not even gonna like
Yeah.
and I was worried because like as a Monster X fan, I know what I get from Monster X sometimes, and I was just expecting noise. So
Right.
like
Same.
I'm happy it was like smooth. Like I love both songs. I love them both. But I prefer the easygoing, like I don't have to think about anything, like Wonho pop song.
I totally, well, before, don't feel bad because I'm going to absolutely back you up on everything that you just said, where
Thank you.
it's like, again, Taemin made an art piece because he is an artiste. And like, it's a great song and I don't have any objections to it, which again, I've said, like, I'm sometimes hit or miss with Taemin solos. And I do really like this one. I think it's like, it's like somehow mellow while also being very, very dramatic because it just like stays at this like whoosh kind of place.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that makes any sense. But again, the Wonho song is just such a good pop song. And like, that's what I've been shaking my booty to in my kitchen. And so like, as for like, what am I blasting in the car? What am I going to play over and over and over again? I think Open Mind is that kind of song for me more than Criminal is.
Totally.
Wow. I'm the exact opposite with this.
Great.
I
good.
don't know what it is. It's just Criminal is so epic. Like it's like you said, it's very horror, and that cinematic aspect comes through in the song for me. So it was the repeat that I had on the most. You know, I think if we were comparing maybe the English version of
Of Open Mind?
Open Mind.
God. Yes, of Open Mind, sorry. I think if we were comparing the English version of Open Mind, because that one hits hard for me, a little harder, but I have to give the Chang to Taemin for the music.
I will say I do prefer Taemin's album to Wonho's album.
Yes.
But as title tracks go, yeah.
It's so
Wow.
it's legendary. This is the song that he is releasing in the turning point in his career where this might be his last solo before he goes to the military. This is like his almost coup d'etat. Like from going back to G-Dragon, like this is his big thing, like with the culmination of his 12 years in the industry, and I get all of that with this song.
We still got part 2.
I
Yeah.
know, and we still got a part 2. Oh my god.
Yeah, don't forget, he's not done.
This is just the beginning and it's still so good.
Yeah. Well, we all know that there's careers post-military service too, so I can't wait to see
And he's
even
Taemin.
more.
Imagine a bulky Taemin out of the military,
Like he was like 2 years ago, you know, like legendary black t-shirt picture.
Oh,
where his,
yes.
like, arms look crazy. He'll get back to that when he goes to the military.
oh,
I can't wait to see the cheeks because he gains weight in his face and I want to see the cheeks.
oh.
Yeah. One comment I just wanted to drop in on the music. What Wonho's song really reminded me of is Justice, you know, the French electro house duo. Like, does anyone
I
remember?
wish I
No.
did. That sounds cool, Peter, but I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
What is the name?
Yeah, French electro house, and it's got like really strong, funky
Justice.
bass lines. Yeah, Justice. Sorry,
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yes. So they've got the funky bass samples, and then like the super hard compressor for the kick drum. I dig that.
It is very
Reminded me of that
Justice,
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So taking
Have we been
all
keeping
of,
score? Sorry.
It's all
Sorry.
good. That's the score.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't want to make this too competitive between them.
Got it. Sorry.
But
Okay.
that being said, taking this all into account, everything we've said about the message, the lyrics, the visuals, the concepts, the themes, the dancing, the choreography, and the music itself, and the abs. Was this song Chung or Daebak? Like, I want to hear from you each. Like, what's the ultimate score that you're giving for each song?
Y'all go first.
Okay, I'll go first because I feel like my opinions have been pretty clear the whole time, so I don't know if it's going to be a surprise. But I think like I will have to say that like my baby cheese Taemin is an artist and he's excellent and he's a master of his craft, and like this music video and song and album are like no exception to his excellent career, and he's amazing. So like of course he gets a Daebak because it's so Daebak. But according to this new Kpopcast rating system of this new thing called Jang that's for extra thirsty comebacks, then like yes, Wonho's Open Mind gets that like with a bullet. And that's Shannon's opinion.
Okay.
Shannon, I agree with you heavily. Taemin, Daebak, Wonho, Jung, like this literally, I have not listened to a K-pop song this much lately. This song I've had on repeat. Like, not even the English version, just like the Korean version. But the English version goes off. His pronunciation, like
yes,
like the way he sings differently in the English version. Like, it's just, I enjoy them both side by side because they're almost two different songs, even though they're the same song.
Yeah.
Michaela?
I gotta give my Chang to Taemin for this one. Again, I'm gonna be the on one out. Like I said, it's been on repeat the most. Again, Wonho is a thirst trap, but the ultimate Chang for me is Taemin.
All right. Well, you heard it here on the K-Popcast. We asked our listeners what they thought of this. We put it to a vote. Maybe we shouldn't have. And the Monday Bays came out in force.
On Wednesday at 1 a.m., one of the fan pages retweeted our poll.
Oh, God.
So it was, 6% for Taemin, for Jung, and 94% for Wonho.
Taemin, I'll fight all of them for you, I promise.
But for many people, it wasn't so easy of a black and white decision. Many were conflicted. So Maxi Skirt Enthusiast, or at Elevated TV Binge, said, they were caught between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. And they said,
let me back.
But as I pondered, I was skating my mouse pad and it made the choice for me.
A rock and a hard place, definitely. And that's just Wonho
Which
alone.
one's the rock and who's the hard place?
Hopefully, hopefully Wonho's the hard place.
I think at Shimei 1997 says, "Why do you make me choose? They're both my faves, and each one of them has his own style and makes me a certain way."
A certain way.
Crying emoji.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to say about this all is that they are both such unique artists, and how blessed we are that we get to consume both of these things at the same time. That's how I feel, at least.
I'm sorry, that Lucas picture keeps taking me out.
I know. This is the how 2020 was supposed to be, but internally how it is on the inside.
Oh, Lucas.
Okay.
So signing off, let our listeners know where they can find you each online, your social medias, share your things, promote yourself.
Yeah, plug it up.
So I have a podcast called Ask Me About Kpop. We can be found everywhere podcasts are found, and we are at AMA Kpop Pod on all the social medias. And we have a Patreon now, patreon.com/AMA Kpop Pod. You can pay to get bonus video content from us, and also a heads up, we are doing a book club for Jessica Jung's book
yes!
Shine.
Yes.
If you haven't bought your copy yet, you can get it on bookstore.org and it will donate money to a local bookshop and you don't have to use evil Amazon. So stay tuned on our socials for instructions. There will literally be questions and like meetings like we're doing this like real book club.
I cannot wait, literally.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so there.
I'm 106 in Seoul. That's Seoul, like the city. Everywhere on Twitter, Instagram. 106 in Seoul, Black K-pop podcast. Anywhere podcasts are. If we aren't blocked or if you aren't blocked, you can follow us.
And formerly of the shiny print after this one, right?
Oh yes, the shiny print. The shiny print. Yes. The shiny print of Black Shawwal podcast. I do that podcast too. We're recording actually tomorrow. We're recording our Never Gonna Dance Again episode.
So look out for it.
Yeah, I'll make up for what I said on this podcast over there.
All right, so if you haven't already, subscribe. If you're Team Wonho, give us a 5-star rating. If you're Team Taemin.
And join us on Slack if you're Team Soyeon. A link to that will be in the episode description. Come on, I can't be the only one who loves Soyeon. Everyone loves Soyeon. Soyeon's great.
From KDA?
KDA, actually, the band was made for her, so it's not after KDA. It's Soyeon featuring KDA, but yes.
Oh,
I love a dedicated stan.
Chillin' like a villain, yeah, rah, rah, rah. 미친 듯한 속도 in my life, rah. 너무 빨라, 너는 되게 원한 다른 그냥 지름 millies made water 한여름 손목에 얼음 keep it moving like
Saying, hey,
Script.
this is an agenda. Like, I could be the MC unless someone else wanted to be, like,
Inner Sunday, you know, monster truck rally.
Hey, I think you're
Tickets are only
doing it
$5.
just fine. I think you got it. That sounds pretty great.